Now, for me, hauls are not something that I've ever said I wanted to do. For me, hauls oftentimes on Booktube can kind of activate the green-eyed monster, and you see these beautiful editions and you wish you had them on your shelves. You might see, just more and more that you want to consume without being excited about what you already are planning on consuming and reading. And yeah, that's why I don't really do hauls. However, Ariel Bissett did a video that I just watched about why do book hauls. And her argument was that book hauls teach us a lot about the reader. And I don't think she's necessarily wrong on that. I feel like it's really exciting to hear what other people are reading and why they're picking it up. Not even what they're reading, why they're picking it up. I had a conversation with our librarian, our children's librarian, that I'm very fond of, and she says she always loves peeking to see what people are picking off the shelves and why they're choosing them. And so sometimes she'll pick my kids' brains to say, why did you pick that? Or she says she loves going to sit at libraries and just watching people pick books. She's a children's librarian. She says it's kind of creepy and weird, and she doesn't ever really know what to do. And I was like, we need to get you a shirt that says, I'm a children's librarian, I'm just observing, or something like that, so nobody thinks she's like being weird. But it did kind of get me thinking, because there are oftentimes books that I am drawn to that I don't necessarily get to right away, but they do say a lot about what makes me excited about reading and what I am interested in. And so I can kind of see the point of it teaching you guys something about me. However, I never want people to feel like they need to go out and buy everything, because I feel like there's way too much of that going on in our world already. So maybe doing library hauls is a solution. I might consider that. Let me know if you ever want to see one of my library hauls. That could get pretty crazy because you guys know I check out a lot from my library, but it might be kind of interesting to pick a few of them and show you why I picked them. So that was the other kind of thought process that got me started. Another video that kind of got me thinking was Sam from Thoughts on Tomes did Is the Book Tag Dead? And for me, I have not been as excited about book tags lately, and I like watching some of them. They're great for newer channels trying to get viewers. They're great for kind of just asking those questions, but after a while some of the questions just seem to look the same, which can be really frustrating because you want to participate and have the fun, but after a while you just can't think of any new answers. So I had kind of an idea that I wanted to share with you guys, and I'm planning on doing a video using this idea in the next couple of weeks. But the idea is to take a book and to use themes, ideas, events from the book, characters from the book, to create a tag of questions about the reader. So, for example, I am considering doing this with the Wolf by Wolf, Blood for Blood duo. And one of the questions, which actually Krista used on her channel ages ago, when we read when we read Wolf by Wolf together, was to name your 5 wolves, the people that have made you into the person you are, just like the main character had. And I think this could be kind of a cool thing, to take something from the book and ask the reader a question about themselves, because it wouldn't get monotonous, I don't think. I think it would give us a lot of insight into the reader, as well as make us think about the book and how it interacts with our own lives. So stay tuned on that. I think I'm really excited about this idea because I think it might solve the problem of the same old questions over and over again. It does mean that people are more than likely going to have to read some of the more popular books, or the ones people have all gotten to. But I think it would be a good way to expand the discussion and the conversation, and not just be like, hey, great tag, I loved your answers. Yeah, so that is my idea for not making the book tag dead, because I love book tags. I just think they need a little bit of juice pumped back into them. So another thing that I kind of had been thinking about from the Booktube is Changing So Have I video is just the idea of doing some new and different things than just the regular TBRs, wrap-ups, etc. For me with wrap-ups, I always try and explain to you what personally impacted me about the book. And so I will continue doing that. I've also liked some of the other videos I've seen from people on recommendations. Like Steve Donahue is great about doing starter kit videos where he'll talk about a subject and all the different books that he thinks would be great to start getting interested or more information on. So that's one idea. Another person who I love, Olive from a book Olive, did a drunk book review a couple of weeks ago, maybe last month even, and that was just kind of a fun, silly thing to do. But I think also it shows that when you are maybe a little bit inebriated, you might say things that affected you more regularly than just like, oh, these are all the things that I thought up ahead of time. The emotions and the personal experiences come out of your mouth a lot faster when you have a little bit of alcohol in you sometimes. So I'm not saying that I'm going to go there, but I don't know, it was just a neat idea. Also, I've loved Crystal Marsh's videos where she talks about favorite Shakespearean speeches, or she did one on Van Gogh that was just brilliant when she talked about Van Gogh, the life, and just went through this all the things that she really took away from that book. And so I think those are the kind of videos that I love watching, that I think are very well done, that I've really enjoyed and hope to see more of in Booktube. Krista with Books and Jams started doing her top 5 Fridays. Well, 5 Fridays, something like that. A kind of a spin-off of the top 5 Wednesdays, but just they're not all book related, and I think that's really fun. I've loved seeing some of the favorites videos kind of pop up on YouTube, where booktubers will talk about things that are their favorites, whether they're books or music or videos. Yeah, so there's just lots of different ideas that I think are really great and I want to see more of. I want to incorporate more of that on my channel. And just, yeah, spice things up because I do think it's important. Another thing that RGS Devilship talked about in her video was the idea of taking a sabbatical and feeling like you can step back if you need to. I really needed to hear that encouragement because I just felt like I was just not measuring up on anything in life. I needed to step back and see what I was prioritizing and what I wanted to keep doing. So the things that I am hoping to kind of share in the future on my channel are ideas behind reading. How are the thoughts in the books making me live differently? And I've shared some of that stuff before, whether there were I Will Find You by Joanna Connors, when she talks about rape and just the idea of people are created, monsters are created. And I've kind of talked about that before with several other books that have really kind of affected me. Developing reading in children and non-readers. I think this is a really interesting thing that needs to be talked about more. Part of Booktube is spreading the literacy. And I think when we can figure out ways to engage the non-reader population, that can be pretty exciting. Or at least the starting reading population. Yeah. Expanding people's ideas and genres. I think this is really a great option as well. Like I've said with Steve Donahue doing the starter kits, or Nonfiction November when people are challenged to read more nonfiction. I really love the idea of taking something that maybe people are a little nervous about and breaking it down and kind of hooking them in so that they can pick it up for themselves and see what the genre or the thought behind it is about. I also think, yeah, I want to be better about comments on other people's channels. While it's great to have a comment that says, great review or great video, I loved your answers, I really try and always pick out at least 1 or 2 specific things that they mentioned to feed it back to them, because I think it helps creators figure out what they're doing well, what they might need to do better at, and I really think it's important. And I love it when you guys do that on my channel. The other thing, how I am sharing my values on books, global community, love of learning, intentional living with kids, or just in my own personal life and community. I don't want this to just be about books sometimes. I want you guys to know you know, how to develop global citizens with kids, how to maybe minimize things in your life so that you can feel like you're more in control, how to have deeper conversations about faith that are not judgmental, but also kind of challenge people to go deeper with themselves, as well as maybe challenge your own ideas. So those are some of my ideas. I hope they all made sense. I just want you to know that the breaks away that I've taken in the last couple weeks hopefully have not been in vain. They've kind of revitalized what I'm hoping to do with you guys. And hopefully I will get to do, I've said hopefully a lot. I have a lot of hope right now, which is good. I've needed that. I'm wanting to get to more creative things that I can show you, whether it's just like a book party or a book project that I'm working on, either by myself or with my kids, because I think the more we can kind of integrate those things we love in our life, it's exciting. So maybe I will even do some book crafts once in a while. So I will talk to you all later. Hopefully this will all make sense. What do you guys think about my book tag idea? Do you have any great books that you think would work well with that? I really encourage you to take that idea and run with it on your own channels. What frustrations are you having with Booktube or creating content? I would love to hear that, especially encouragement in the comments if you are feeling in a rut. And what do you think about book hauls and TBRs and the staples? Do you think there are more staples that should be added? Some should be taken away? I will talk to you all later because my children are hovering. Bye.